Alright YouTubers, haven't done a mower video in, won't say a long time, but long enough. So this one's one I junk picked, obviously. Got two of these. The other one I reckon's got a broken conrod at the big end, which isn't much of a problem because it doesn't send it through the block, so hopefully it isn't scored up too much in the bore. I'll just stick another conrod on it, and away it'll go. But this one's the one I'm going to fix today. It's got good compression. Haven't checked spark or anything yet, so I suppose that's the first thing we'll do. Let's get the spark plug spanner. Air cleaner's on the wrong way. Spark plug looks alright. Come on, prick. One hand isn't easy. Alright. So, and there ain't no spark there. Alright, well that's an easy fix. Considering the amount of coils I've got laying around. So I'll take this cowling off, we'll have a look. Okay, so there are bolts missing out the cowling, so that tells me someone's been here before me, which is often the problem with these sorts of things. So now it had no coil gap between the coil and the flywheel magnet, so that can cause well, you can't really create a magnetic field when there's no gap, so you need a gap to create the field. So I've just loosened off the coil. Got a bit of business card type paper. It's just the back of a maths book actually. So we'll tighten the coil up at that. You have to make sure you don't tighten it too much that these vanes won't turn, which it looks like is the case there. So sometimes you have to take the vane off and give it a bit of a file down, but I don't think I'll bother just yet. We'll see what happens first. Yeah, although I might have to. Oh well, we'll see if we've got spark now first of all. We'll take a paper out first, might help. What do you think? Without ripping it. Doesn't appear to be any spark there, so next is unhook the wire, the ground wire. Come on you prick, get off. It's still hanging on. Oh, come on. Not having two hands makes this sort of thing quite hard. There we go, that's off. No, still no spark. So I'll try another plug, although I doubt it's a plug. Never is the plug anyway. So I'll find another coil, we'll stick that on there. Alright, coil replaced, clean spark plug, and some fuel. Hasn't got a lot of oil, but I've already primed it up anyway, fuel wise, so we'll see if it'll go. Almost. Well, it ain't too bad, bit smoky, but I did have it tipped over before when I checked the blades, so you know, we'll see what happens. Should be right. Next. Okay, YouTubers, I thought I might show the easy way, and basically the only way known to man to remove bosses from lawnmower shafts. Involves angle grinder, hammer and chisel, which there'll be a chisel in my toolbox. So yeah, you can probably guess what I'm going to do. So basically, first of all, we've got to slit down the side of the shaft until we until we almost hit the shaft. Doesn't matter if we do hit the shaft, really makes no difference. So I'll get the angle grinder and do that. Don't cut your fingers off, because I'm not going to be held responsible. So anyway, we'll grind that. Alright, so that took all of about 30 seconds. So now we'll get our chisel out in that crack, and a few decent blows without the crankshaft moving, but this one's got busted conrod, so it's a bit hard. Just keep spinning. There you go. That's that. Yeah, so now we'll just have to loosen him off. She's broken in a bit of an awkward place. There you go. So that's that. They shouldn't really fracture through there. It shows how good the build quality of them is, but anyway, a bit scary when you think that's what's holding a blade on at 3000 RPM. So anyway, now we can get into this engine. Alright, so I've got this angry little engine off. I suppose I'll show you what it's doing before I actually pop the sump. I know what's wrong with it. Anyway, that, my friends, has no compression whatsoever. Not even the slightest hint of compression. Now I'll show you a little test you can do that will verify conrod. So now take out the spark plug, stick something in there and crank the engine over. If it isn't moving up and down, neither is the piston. So we'll force the piston down a little bit. Don't know whether I can with this. Try this. Alright, there we go. Hang on. Alright, there you go. Now the engine's locked up. It won't move. Now sometimes if you spin it backwards, it'll push the piston back up. Yeah. So anyway, that's obviously crankshaft. I mean conrod, big end. So anyway, we'll pop her open and have a look. All the bolts. Oh, there's one left there, idiot. So just go away under that. You couldn't get much more of an idiot than that, could you? Without ruining the camera. Alright. So I'll just slip that off. Don't know whether that's a very good angle, but anyway. Tight. Anyway, come on, come off. Problem with hitting your crankshaft here is you're going to have to grind around the edge because it'll mushroom when you want to put the sump or a boss back on. Come on, you asshole. certainly doesn't want to move. So anyway, I'll just get that off camera, and now I'm gonna have to grind the top of that crankshaft so it'll fit through, because the arsehole of the thing won't come off. So I'll spray it with some penetrine before I try again. Alright, well, got the sump off. Really couldn't be bothered playing games with it, because it had a cracked mount there and broken off bolt there. So I just smashed it off. Basically, I wasn't going to put it back on because I've got 1,000 others that I'll find one to put on. That's how it ended up coming off. I put a slit in it, smashed it off with a chisel, because, oh well, really, the shaft itself just needs cleaning up. It's got a lot of crap on it, but I wasn't going to play with that tonight, so I'll do that another day. So yeah, this is part of the big end conrod. Now that should be attached to something, I believe. So, you know, that's not a very good sign. Let's see if I can push the piston out. Camera fell over. And that's what's left of the conrod. There's the other bit. Now you see these quite often in these engines. They're pretty shoddy built. So I'll get that oil pump out, give the sump a bit of a clean out, get all the little bits and pieces out of there. And it looks like there might have hit something and broken something a little bit, but as long as it goes back together, I don't really care. I'll just put it back together and run it as it is.